पतितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहे Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yes, good. We are on the 18th mantra. Shokati go modate swarga loke. One who performs the Nachiketa sacrifice, one who, having known thus, accomplishes the Nachiketa sacrifice, casts off the snares of death even earlier, and crossing over sorrow rejoices in the heaven. So you've seen what the commentator wants us to understand. The three factors. This, you come here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant the air. So I turned the air off.
No, yeah, you don't turn the air off. Sorry, this is kind of included in the Kathopanishad. That's a problem with going like. We have seen what is the Nachiketa sacrifice and why is it called? Because the god of death, Yama, was mighty pleased with the young boy intelligence, his memory, and how he is presenting his questions very intelligently. And though the god of death, and the drift of this, he's understanding more than what the god of death had bargained to give. And he understands the play. The kind of both like they know like two wrestlers or two boxers, they test each other initially. How much strength, how much will is there? So, and then he had said, this sacrifice will be named henceforth after you. And he gave a kind of a necklace that the god of death was wearing also as an additional gift, additional boon. It also means that he showed him the various paths of knowledge and work. So this, and the three factors we've seen, the mother, father, the teacher, or the Vedas, the earlier section of the Vedas, the latter section of this, and all these three factors. So it is here we are finding there's a kind of evolution of thought, spiritual thought. And these particular verses are like a bridge connecting old ritualism of the Vedas and the contemplative side of the, you can say, doctrines of the Upanishads. There has to be a kind of a link with it. These are the links. And what are the links? Yes, you keep on doing your sacrifices, fire sacrifices, the old way. But there's an element now. You got to first internalize the meaning of fire. Where is that fire? What is the fire? It's not just the ordinary fire. The fire is that which resides in the intelligence of all enlightened persons. And what do enlightened persons realize? That all pervading reality. Okay, so the physical fire now has become transformed into an object of meditation, and this meditation is to be done in a symbolic way. That this fire, firstborn, the firstborn, who's born first? Not you, not me, not I. Yes, that reality. It's called the first one. Those are the first to come out of first. So it's technically called jnana and karma samuchaya. That is the combination of the old ritualism karma. Yeah. And what does it give you a result? It's called heaven here, but the highest results of both meditation and ritual can take you to the highest kind of that's called Brahmaloka. And after that, when this whole cycle of creation ends, you merge into it. It's a kind of a gradual, it's a krama mukti, gradual liberation. Okay, no coming back. Kind of. So he had asked for heaven, but in that question itself was the knowledge of the highest heaven. It's not just ordinary heaven. I go out here to the moon and come back. Yeah, you go to Mars and come back, then we'll see what it is like. So if you can encapsulate certain factors also in a question, and the answer gives you the results of all those other realms also. So, like I said, so 3 times, one who performs this Nachiketa sacrifice 3 times, and you've seen 720. So the altar and the altars are designed in such a way which later kind of became into the mandala. What is the mandala? Mandala is it's a spiritual journey of yourself. You're standing on the outer fringes and you traverse up those. It's a maze. You traverse down those mazes. If you know how to go about it, you reach the center. That's the reality, which is always kind of given in as a point, bindu. There, you traverse. You go through any kind of path. You need to come at the center. Okay, so the old rituals and meditation have become kind of part of today's pujas. You see suddenly the pujarini in this flower throwing here and there. What's this? Well, there's a meditation behind it. What? Okay. If you don't understand it, meditation, this thing become meaningless. Well, I kind of take the flowers and put it here and put it there and give it this and give it that. So those old kind of philosophies are still relevant, rather, I would say. They encapsulate all spiritual practices. The forms have changed, but the principles have remained intact. The fire sacrifices, even after the whole Kali Puja, that was sufficient in itself. But no, you got to go and do that fire sacrifice. That's a remnant of these old teaching. You have to do that, otherwise it's not complete. And Sarvadevanji was saying, visualize this fire as the Mother Kali. There it is. How do you visualize it? Where do you visualize it? In the fire or here? In the intellect. Exactly. So you are visualizing that fire here. And now, in the context of this Upanishad, this is the symbol, the firstborn, the Virat, the all pervading reality. With questioning looks. And why is it said in the intellect of enlightened person? Why not our? Because they know, they have first-hand knowledge. That's the reason why I say. And you need to go to them and learn. You got it? So it is there. So all these things are put in such a way. The commenter is Shankaracharya. Oh my God! He has beaten all records of brilliance. So one who knows, one who performs the Nachiketa sacrifice thrice. Now we've seen that 720 bricks are laid down, and it's like one once in the morning and one in the evening. You've got to perform the sacrifice, the fire sacrifice as well as meditation. That's why the Guru tells you meditate morning and evening. Did he tell you? Yeah. Yeah. That's the idea. And as you, that is one time you perform the sacrifice and meditate, that is one brick. You keep on. So it takes 1 year. So you perform the sacrifice thrice, 3 years. I mean, you don't get it easy. Yeah. You want to know about heaven? Yeah, the highest heaven, yeah. But then this you got to do this. Can't I get it for free? No, sir. Can't get it for free. Why? Because your body and mind is not fit enough to go and dwell there. Suppose somebody asks me, well, you run that 1 mile, okay, under 4 minutes. Are you crazy? It'll kill me. Oh, give me a probably 5 years or 10 years. I'll be able to do it in 8 minutes or 10 minutes. I am not fit to do that activity or reach that stage. So I need to have a kind of preparation, a conditioning. So all these were kind of conditionings. The mind becomes pure to that meditation. It understands that this is just a part of that all-encompassing reality. Slowly it comes out. One's intelligence and one's idea of existence becomes broader. I like to go to heaven. I have nothing but my body and myself. You can't go to heaven like that. Oh, no, you can't. Maybe in some other heaven you can go, but not in these Vedantic heavens. So sorry. Until and unless you have learned to feel for others, you're compassionate, your sense of self has expanded, only you're fit to go to heaven. Then what will you do? Well, then identity, your identity is in the body, and you're going to take that identity there and forever and ever stay like that? No, not possible. Like Swami Vivekananda says, then a thief will not stop thieving because he'll lose an identity. So he'll go to heaven and do that work, what he was doing. Not possible. You have to change. You'll have to understand the higher aspect of the self. So one who does this Nachiketa sacrifice 3 times, and after having known the 3 factors, ya evam vidvan chinute Nachiketa, is to heap up the kind of a fire. The students, when they used to approach the teacher, they used to go with sacrificial wood in their hands. Just as it's symbolic that, yeah, I'm come to serve your fire. And you see, these things, the Guru, Sri Ramakrishna's and Guru, Vedanta Guru, Totapuri, he used to tend his sacred fire. We, as monks of Dasnami, have given up this. We cannot touch fire. But this is there in many orders, monastic orders. Still, you've got it. And in householders also, there's a fire. Fire was kind of worship. Even the Parsis, Zoroastrians, when they came to India, they're fleeing the places. They brought with them their sacred fire. You can't move around without your sacred fire. So you tend it morning and evening you worship it, and then when you die, that fire is used as a funeral fire. You can to cremate you. That's final oblation. Okay. So this is the three times, three factors, and stuff. So these, the first line of the verse is about the ritual. The second line is about meditation. Okay, so you combine both, and then what do you get? Well, you get the result, and this is the third and fourth line of the mantra is Samrityupachata. So he's saying, cast off the snares of death even earlier. Well, what is death? That person is dying. Oh, that's a very kind of gross way of looking at death. Death is what? Adharma, which is against, you can say, dharma. Everything that you do, it is death. Death, it is non-knowledge. It is aversion. It is kind of attachments. These, the commentators are saying, are death. These things are with human beings, with everything, of course, especially human beings. And this death, they follow you like shadow. You turn around and you'll see all these shadows around. 5 or 6 or 7, whatever shadows. They'll never leave you.
Who are they? These shadows?
Not being righteous, ignorance, aversion, and then we can say attachments, and all the host of things. This is death actually. Where is death? Death is in your body. You can't get it. If your body does not die every minute, you cannot live. Yeah, Swami Vivekananda gives the example of a lamp that's constantly burning, and that is its life. And don't look at that light, look at that oil, and you see, oh, the oil is getting over. Well, we pour in some oil, you get in another body, keep the light burning, keep the light burning, keep the light burning. Well, that's the life. You have to die every moment to live. You don't die to live. You see what will happen to the cells. The cells are one cell. If you look 2 and 2 become 4 and 4 becomes 8 and 8 becomes 32, and the original guy gets conked off, and it's taken off and recycled, brought back here. God. So philosophically, how do you look at it? Yeah, everything that will stop you from becoming immortal is death. That's why the commentator says, he says, consisting in vice, ignorance, desire, so on, so on. If one is free from that, well, one attains immortality even while one is living. No more is a fear of death. Why are people afraid of death? Because of these things. When you're free from these things, there's no fear of death. It's just a transition. You took a body and you give up the body. What big achievement is this? You're not the body. Simple. Like you have hair and then now and then we shave it off. If I was supposed to collect all that hair from you, since I would have had a couple of room full of hair. Hey, this is me. This is me. No, they'll send me to an asylum. Okay. We know exactly that this is not me. No, I don't keep. This was me. We keep photographs, and this was me. That's another mistake. Okay, nail. Then in this digital world, everything becomes so. It's not you. You've been changing and changing. It's like the Buddhists say, you don't see the same river twice. 2 times you don't see the thing has changed. So God of death says, one who gives up this forms of death, they become immortal even before they actually physically die. And what happens? Saying, Shoka Modadeswar, and rejoices in heaven. Rejoices? Well, rejoicing in the sense you don't go and dance. Hey, let's dance. Let's fly about. I've got a couple of wings. Probably I've got some tail also. So, in this case, and what happens is that person's mind has become so pure that it cannot do anything but do meditation. It will be immersed in the thoughts of the higher self. Because in the previous verses, they say that there is no ashanaya pipasa, there is no eating and drinking. And death, Yama is not there. That is, his realm does not extend to those heavenly realms. So he can go there. So people want to be dying there, like we do here. And then there is no disease, there is no sorrow. So you kind of rejoice. Now, this could have been the final thing. Why proceed even further? In fact, this is the beginning theme of the Upanishads. Many people ask them, what's your goal of life? What to happen? Why? Somebody promised me. And they kept on promising me over and over, I'm going to. Well, it's a goal of many people. The Upanishad also is showing the extent of relative reality. Reality extends like on higher and higher and higher levels. This is not the only reality we know. There are many realities, many levels of realities rather. So what is the highest reach of the relative existence? This. And then the subsequent mantras will discard even this. And until unless you don't discard this, you will not attain that highest level of existence, the absolute. Got it? So this is the Upanishad's way of the people take it as a kind of a story. No, there's a kind of a lot of meaning in that. Why Nachiketa asked the first boon, may my father's anger, be cool down. May my father sleep peacefully. Why did that? It's a kind of a symbolic way of saying to the first boon, I want something called this world, everything that you discuss. The second boon takes in all the highest heavens. Yeah. Another third boon takes you up, beyond relative existence. Okay, that's a boon. Nachiketa will ask, Yama will hesitate to give because he will test him first, whether the boy is ready or no. So these three boons are the three, this world, the heavenly worlds. Rejoice has got another meaning. You see, I think I mentioned it. As a young man who's young, strong, educated, cultured, and if that person rules the whole world as a king, that is one unit of human joy. So you can imagine what we are getting. Not even crumbs, a few atoms of this. This is one way. Isha, Manushya, Ram, Ananda. Then you'll say, then multiply this 100. Then that's a higher level of it called Manushya Gandharva. Multiplied by 100. There's a Deva Gandharva, multiple 100. Ajana Jana Devata, the gods, multiplied by Karma Devata, that which by you in through karma. Then multiplied by 100, the gods which are beginning of the cycle. Multiplied by 100, it's Indra. Multiplied by 100, it's Brihaspati, the guru of the gods. Multiplied by 100, that's Prajapati. And then multiplied by Brahmana. So you see the multiplication? There is no joy here at all. Forget it. Forget it. People are running for this. So one unit of joy, this is what is one unit of joy? This is found in Taittiriya Upanishad and the other Upanishads also. So automatically you multiply such a one unit of joy which is in the world by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. What happens? You get joy, you modate, you will automatically get that joy. But the Upanishads also says, like you can get all these joys in these higher and higher realms, same way, similarly, you can get that same joy in a person who knows the Vedas, Shrotriyasya Chaka Mahatasya, and who is desireless. Tremendous. A person, Shrotriya is one who has heard the Vedas, not only heard, but has understood the import. He or she has got the knowledge of the Vedas. One who has the knowledge of the Vedas and one who is desireless get the same joy which all these higher realms can give you. So yeah, it's teaching you nothing but renounce the small for the large. So that same joy is in you if you are Shrotriyasya Chaka Mahatasya. That is condition. Okay. So this person rejoices in this. And you don't want there, you can get the same thing here. Be a knower of the Vedas and be desireless. You've got everything.
Easy.
Go very easy. So the next 18th verse, 19th, sorry. He's kind of extending the particular second boon up for Nachiketa. Esha teragnir Nachiketa swargo amavrineta dvigena varena etamagnim tavaiva pravakshanti jana Tritiyam Brahm Nachiketo Vrineshwar. Oh Nachiketa, this is for you about the fire that leaves heaven, for which you prayed for, to the second boon. People will speak of this fire as yours indeed. Nachiketa has become immortal, kind of immortalized. And the fire sacrifice is also called Nachiketa. Immortal. Oh Nachiketa, ask for the third boon. Now, because he had promised, I'll give you three boons. 3 nights that you stayed here hungry and thirsty and outside the house. So, this is it. So, ask for the third boon. And in the interim period, we have him saying, yeah, he gave him a kind of a necklace, kind of named this sacrifice of him. 2 additional boons also he got. Okay, so Yama is telling him, yeah, this fire sacrifice will be named after you, and this is what you have asked for, this is what you have got, and ask for the third one. There's nothing much here, we can skip to the 20th. Now, Nachiketa, now comes the heart of the Upanishads. I'll read the English first. This doubt that arises consequent on the death of a person. Some say it exists, and others say it does not exist. I would like to know this under your instruction. Of all the boons, this one is the third boon. Yeah. Yam prete vichikitsa manushya. This is a very favorite, you can say, and famous. Yam prete vichikitsa. There is this doubt. Vichikitsa is doubt. Prete manushya, the person who has to be. Astiti, some people say is there. No, I must see that. Some people say is not there. But you tell me, because you're the God of death. You should know better. Okay, this is the idea. Now, there is, I'll chant this. Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushe astiti nayamastiti chaike etad vidyam manusishtastvaya varanamesha vastritiya. Yes, so this doubt arises. The person dies. Some say is there. Death has been the starting point of all religions. The death rituals. What happens? A person was just here for the early humans, just emerging out of that Neolithic age. People were starting questioning things. It is as old as a human being. This person was here, suddenly that person has gone away. Well, it can be that person is still here. And they used to bury the person or inter in a tomb with all the things that a person was used to. If that person was a warrior, they used to put all the swords and arrows and bows and shields and all these things. And they used to decorate that kind of. They knew that there was kind of a journey undertaken. This was clear. And you find echoes of this in Egyptian religion. In Greek religion, half of the Greek religion is nothing but going to Hades. And you used to put 2 coins here as a kind of that's a payment for that. The boatmen who will take you across the river Styx, all these things. It's a journey. Somewhere from here, they go somewhere else. Because a person who is just living and suddenly cannot just go out. Then they used to keep remembering that person. Then after this, they build up a kind of a concept of the heavens of the fathers. The forefathers go and stay there. It's called a Pitrila. These are the beginning. The death rituals were the beginnings of religion, the inquiry. Where? So this Nachiketa is just voicing some of the, not the present day beliefs and doubts, but it is a human doubt and humankind's doubt for millennia, for more than 100,000 years, or 150,000 years, or 200,000 years, when we are still hominids, just emerging out and getting to become human beings, Homo sapiens, or whatever. These people used to ask this question. They used to ask the question to their fathers, to the mothers, to their teachers. Well, what happened? This guy was there around me. Where? He's there. No, he's telling the children, he's gone out for a kind of a small walk. He's gone to happy hunting grounds. Yeah. Where The person will happily hunt forever and ever because that person was doing hunting here. Now he's in heaven. All these things. Boar, they chase a boar and catch it, kill it, and bring it back, and they dance and sing and this and that, and they eat that boar. Next morning, that boar takes the form again and runs, and everybody chases it. It's a so every religion has conceptualized that place as something that they were used to. Like Swamiji says in the heavens of the Mohammedans, well, it's kind of that place is dry desert. They have trees and river, the streams and rivers flowing, and grapes and this and that. So Swami says, I was born in a country it's inundated with water. So I would like a dry place, dry heaven. So it's just our desires we are projecting into a kind of place. We really don't know if it's there or no. So, and if it is there, is it of this form? So this is the age-old question of humanity. There is a doubt consequent on the death. Some say it exists. And that person's deeds are then extolled. They sit around the fire. You know, that guy who died used to do this and the younger generation, really? And things used to be inflated a little. If he had killed one bison, he killed 100 bisons. Yeah. And after a few years, it became 1,000 bisons. That's it. These were the old oral traditions. So this is a question of humanity. Where does this person go? Some say, like the materialists, nothing. Bhasmibhutasya deyasya kim punaragam. When the body is burnt, cremated, who's coming and who's going? They were the Charvakas. Charvakas, they're called the Charu Vakyas. They're sweet speech. You don't worry. Take a big loan from the bank of many way. Live a nice life. If anybody comes for the loan, I'll repay it later. Eat and drink merrily. There is no soul. Huh. They give an example of a pan, Indian pan. You have the betel leaf and the spices and this and that. And when you chew them, you get a red color. The red color wasn't pre-exist in these things. When these ingredients are mixed and chewed, you get a red color. The soul, all these things is like that only. There is actually no soul. It's a combination of many factors. This kind soul of consciousness. So if the combinations don't come together, there is no soul, all the consciousness. So don't bother about it. So eat and drink and be merry. So that was the old materialist of India, Charvakas. They are not old actually. They are all around. Everywhere they are around. They'll say all these things. Religion is kind of heavens and hells and all of myths to scare people away. They kind of keep society in line. Yeah. Put them like so. People have materialistic views. They are called atheist or whatever, but they say matter answers to every phenomenon. Well, the spiritual side, the religious side will say there is no such thing as matter at all. What you say matter does not exist. Now what? What is matter? You prove that it exists. Doesn't exist. Well, you say it's a form of energy. Yeah, E is equal to mc square and all that. Yeah. So what do you see? Do you see energy or do you see matter? Why you calling things by wrong name? So there are counter arguments to materialism also. But these arguments are not used here. The god of death will show him a higher reality. That's the idea. Okay.
Do they go to a place to their own projections, bad projections?
Oh, yes. Vedanta will say all these are your projections. Yeah. We'll come down to it later as the theme unfolds. Don't worry. So, this is the third boon. So, like I said, the highest reaches of relative existence have shown, and how to attain it has also been shown through this Nachiketa sacrifice, this fire. There's been meditation and rituals and all these things. And slowly, is there anything beyond this? Instead of asking, is there anything beyond this realm, relative existence? Well, how do you ask this question? This is a question is the best way. Is death? It's an age-old question. Is there anything called death? So you see, Nachiketa asks one question, which is tagged with a lot of implications. And he wants Yama to give the answer. The question seems simple, but they're very profound. Hidden meanings in the hidden things, and he wants to answer. So the boy, a young boy who he's not even started living. He's just begun studying. Is he thinking of death? We will say, oh, don't ask about death. It's kind of a morbid question. We used to go and, for these book fairs and book fairs, and we were young. We are brahmacharis. And he's saying, life after death or something like that. Life after death. Swami Abhedananda. Very popular. So he says, take a book. So they say, well, why do you want to know all these things? This is a kind of morbidity. And the partner, they used to dissuade. No, I want to know. Yes, you want to know. Life after that, life beyond that, or something like that. It was quite popular.
Yeah. Life beyond that.
Life beyond that. Swami Abhedananda, he lived and preached in the US for more than 25 years. Yeah. So, and he wrote that book. But it's been kind of edited and embellished by one of his disciples. So you don't get his real thoughts, original thoughts.
He showed photographs of spirits also in the
That is rubbish. You can't even photograph some bacteria with your ordinary camera. Can you? You'll need some special electron microscopes and my photograph and click it. And it's posting spirit which is immaterial. Immaterial is not matter. Can you? Then you can you photograph your own mind? There's a spirit there in you. That mind, can you photograph that mind? No. Ectoplasm and this and that. Well, like I said, no, it was more or less. It was heavily edited. All these things. So doesn't matter. So we come. So this is the 20th verse. There is a quote. Yeah. And I'll read the 21st, and we can. I'll read the English one. With regard to this, even the gods entertained doubts in days of yore. Human beings, even the gods doubted. For being subtle, this substance, that is a self, is not truly comprehended. Oh Nachiketa, ask for some other boon, and do not ask me. Give up this boon that is demanded of me. So this is kind of, it's too difficult for you. And not only difficult for you, even the gods of yours, even the gods, they want to know whether there is a death or something like that. Devairatrapi Vichikitsa. We'll take this up. Oh, take this up. God, we are going to have a long break. Probably 2 months. Yeah, 1.5 months. So we will start these classes only in January once again.
Not next week.
No, because we have a Hindu Christian dialogue there, which starts in the morning and extends up the whole day. 2 days, 12th and 13th. So, and then 14th I leave for the East Coast. So we like to.
Well, we need this knowledge more than those Hindu Catholics.
Yeah, you can wait for it. You can wait for this till we come. But we've been doing this. We have been taking these classes for the last 8 months, 8, 9, 10 months. Yeah. Started with Svetashwatra Upanishad. So 9 months. Not bad.
So you need a vacation.
I don't need a vacation, but I'm going there. Will be working.
It'll be great.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Of course.
It'll be like the Matrix.
Mm.
You'll be walking in Central Park West.
Yeah, it's right across the
It's
street.
beautiful.
Yes.